a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go, show recaps, predictions, sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go.
What's going on, everyone? It's the EVP from the EVP Show, and I'm live with the Raw Recap. Oh boy, man, Triple H must. I don't know. I love the idea of Sunday Scoops, which I did get a couple things right, but obviously I got a couple things wrong too. This was I don't know. My best way to describe it is this show was mid. It definitely reminded me of like the first Raw on Netflix. I mean, I love like the concept of Stranger Things and all of that, but at the end of the day, like it reminded me so much of the first Raw on Netflix. Like, we had a couple of good matches, but then the rest of the show was just like, it was bad. I don't know. I don't know why WWE. I mean, tonight was a night to do something really big. I mean, I did predict that CM Punk was going to retain. I mean, I didn't think there was going to be 2 title changes, so I definitely got that wrong. But I should have known better. Triple H loves Rhea Ripley, as we saw on Unreal, and he also loves Io Sky as well. So, I mean, it was the right call. Rio's going to now go into the WrestleMania season with the tag team championships instead of like the big world championship, which I think is great. That they've got her away from that for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I was expecting a lot more as far as surprise wise. But I don't know, it just didn't come to fruition. I don't know. SmackDown, I can't believe I'm saying this, but SmackDown was the better. SmackDown started off as the better show for 2026. I mean, I also said on Sunday Scoops that Javon Evans was going to be on Raw. So I nailed that one as well. I'm really surprised about the Chris Jericho thing. Like, I'm truly, like, I do get stuff wrong, but I'm truly surprised about that simply because I think a shout out to the CEO of DWE, Miami the Great, for reposting the stream, DWE host. First, I want to go into something health-wise. Haven't really talked to anybody about it. Everybody knew that I had foot surgery or ankle surgery a while back. Hey, it's Billy about to sleep. I'm all warmed up cold tonight. Raw was a 5 for me tonight. Stranger Things game should have been more. Jericho not showing up a huge L night, fam. I agree. 100% Billy. I give Raw a 5 as well. I'm really disappointed about Jericho, but it's going to be in Saudi, so I guess they're going to save it for the Royal Rumble. I'll get a lot more information during the week. Because obviously we saw B-Fab celebrating with Priest. It was reported she has a concussion. So I have a lot of news I'm going to cover this Sunday on Scoops. So health-wise, haven't really talked about it. I'm not going to go into it a whole lot on the stream because it's personal stuff. but I did have ankle surgery a little bit over a year ago. So had some difficulties over the last month or so, with a little bit of swelling in my right ankle. So the doctor sent me to have an EMG done, on both of my legs today. It wasn't good news. An EMG is basically testing for nerve damage and stuff like that. I was shocked, to be honest with you. I truly was shocked at the results. My left leg was fine. That was the one that was not injured. But I do have I don't know how to say it, neuropathy in my right leg. Which, if you guys don't know anything about it, it is nerve damage in my right leg and also in my right ankle. That's all I know right now. I'm going back to the doctor on the 19th. I mean, sometimes it's caused from stuff like diabetes, but I mean, I don't think I'm diabetic. The doctor seems to think that this stemmed from the accident or surgery or being in a walking boot too long. But yeah, if you guys can send the prayer warriors out, neuropathy is really nothing to play around with. You can be like paralyzed from it if it gets really bad. I don't know the extent of it. He just said that the right leg was really bad, or he just said it wasn't good. I'll know more on the 19th. I hope it's not diabetes. I don't think that's what it is. The doctor said he doesn't think it is, because it would have been in both of my legs instead of just one. He said he really feels like it's a trauma type thing from when I tore those ligaments in my ankle. But I've kind of kept that to myself because I don't really like to I haven't even told Miami or any of them. I don't like to worry people, and I mean, I already put enough on Miami and Greg and everybody else to help me get these streams set up. I mean, it's not going to prevent me from continuing on or anything like that, but it's definitely it could possibly alter keeping me out of work. I don't know. I don't know how bad it is, honestly. Yeah. So you guys shoot the prayer warriors out for me. I'll find out more on the 19th. We'll see where we go from there. So yeah, definitely life altering, I guess. We'll see what the next steps are. But it's not gonna stop me from doing what I love, and that's coming on here and doing content. I just might be laid up again for a while. I don't know. We'll see. I hope not. But it's not good. You know, I've been up and down for a long time with this ankle injury. So finding out today, yeah, I have neuropathy is just kind of makes it a lot worse. So just want to let everybody know, you know, and you guys can send the prayer warriors out for me, if you don't mind. Be highly appreciated. Shout out to DWE host for the repost. Also, Talk It Up Wrestling podcast. They had DWE radio. It's live on Spotify and Twitch. This past Saturday, I wasn't able to get on while the show was on. Sorry, Miami. But I did go back and listen to it last night. And it was very good. Very good show. You guys are killing it. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing Saturday, but I don't know. It was at like noon. So like, but I did listen to it last night. Good stuff. And you guys definitely give Talk It Up Wrestling podcast a follow on X and on YouTube as well. Give them subscription. They're also going to be doing watch along parties on Twitch, because we have we have the haters out there that want to ruin everything. So yeah, shout out to Miami and Final Boss Baby. They did a fantastic job on DW Radio this past weekend. So I'll definitely be tuned in this weekend, because it looks like I'm gonna be laid up again for a while. Sorry, Miami, I didn't tell you, but I already worry you with enough stuff, but it'll be okay. Hopefully everything's gonna be fine. I don't think surgery can fix anything like that, so I just may have to be on some medication or something like that, or start continue physical therapy, and hopefully it works itself out. We'll see. It's always something. Sorry if I'm kind of not. I'm not like. I'm not in the bed. I'm not. I feel okay, but obviously today was a rough day for me. So, but yeah, let's get started on this tonight. So, like I said, I really felt like tonight's Raw was more of just kind of like what's the best word to describe it? Kind of like something to where they're just kind of promoting Stranger Things. Triple H is really bad about. There were so many Chris Jericho teases tonight, and he didn't come. I think that's just awful. I mean, I did love like the setup and stuff like that, but like no surprises at all. No Roman, no Seth, no Jericho. I don't know what WWE's doing at this point. I'm gonna have to tap in and get a lot of news tomorrow for sure, or Wednesday after tomorrow's NXT day and NFL day. So I'm gonna be super tied up with that. Tomorrow doubleheader Tuesday, which I'll be promoting on X, Instagram and TikTok after this. But yeah, Miami finally found the Unreal. I have an Unreal WWE Unreal Thumb, so that comes out January 20th. I don't know when I'll watch it, but as soon as I do, I will set a recap for that. I do feel like Raw was disappointing. Maybe 5 or 6 tops. I wasn't crazy about it. The main event was great. Punk and Braun delivered. Couple of spots, couple of big botches. Good match though. For Punk and Braun. It was obvious, Punk wasn't dropping the title. There was a lot of people that thought Braun was winning, but no, not on the Raw. The biggest surprise for me was honestly, I didn't think Rhea and Io were gonna win. I thought that Triple H was gonna have this fatal 4-way or whatever kind of continue on. I hope they're done with the Rhea and Io and the Kabuki Warriors. It's time to put that to bed. We've seen that way too much. Triple H, like, let's not run that back anymore. I think we need to be done with that. 100% done with that for sure. Yeah, I think we need to be done with that. Like, donezo. 100% donezo with that for sure. Liv Morgan looked great tonight. There's a lot of questions. Stephanie Blackcore's got the walking boot on. Like, I've been there. I've had one of those on. I don't know if that injury is real or not, truthfully, because you can't pull that hard on someone's leg when they have a walking boot on if there's an ankle injury and stomp on it. I know that's fake, but I don't know. Something tells me that I don't know if that injury is real or not. I don't. I think it's setting up a Raquel. Well, obviously it's setting up a Raquel Stephanie match. She's not relinquishing the title. I seen the post in the GC chats. Oh, she's relinquishing the title. She's in a walking boot. I still see Stephanie going to WrestleMania, unless they're gonna have Liv turn face, because Liv was phenomenal tonight. Great to see Liv back. First match on live TV back. Big win over Lyra. She was getting cheered too. So are we making our way to that Liv babyface with Dom when he comes back? I don't know. Seems that way. Unless they're gonna have Raquel. I mean, I did say on Scoops, Raquel was in for a big push for 2026. So, I mean, I guess they could have Raquel win the title. And have Liv win the Rumble. I still think Liv's winning the Rumble. Raquel Liv at WrestleMania, but man, that's just not. I mean, it's got story because it's Judgment Day stuff, but I mean, is that really a marquee matchup though? Like, I don't know. I mean, I think I would rather see Liv Stephanie, but I don't know. We'll see. A lot of stuff I can cover on Scoops, and then we'll see in the coming weeks. Yeah, just a lot to go over tonight. So it's the anniversary Raw Netflix from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. It's a 1 year anniversary on Netflix, and we're going to see the WWE World Heavyweight Raw World Heavyweight Champion, the best in the world, CM Punk, which was a great match. Defend his title against the Visions, the Badass Braun Breaker. I'm really upset for Maxine. A shout out to Maxine, Anthony Luke. They just got married a couple of days ago, and she lost the title tonight. Becky cheated, put her feet on the ropes. Triple H just couldn't resist doing that Becky AJ Lee for the Intercontinental title. That match didn't need a belt, but here we are. Maxine got her moment. That's what TKO seemed to be doing. That's what they did with Jay. That's what they did with Julia, and then they put it back on her. That's what they did with Chelsea Green. That's what they did with Maxine. They're giving these people, these underdogs, their moments with these world or with the championship, and then 20 to 30 to 40 days in, it's over with. I don't know where they go from here with Maxine. I mean, they had Ivy Nile on the back saying she didn't want to go to the back of the line, so I thought for sure Maxine was retaining, or maybe Ivy Nile was going to get involved, but Becky cheated. No AJ Lee tonight. I was expecting maybe Maxine to win with that, AJ Lee interference again to start the setup or continue the setup for AJ and Becky for WrestleMania. I don't know. A lot of unpredictable stuff. Triple H do a lot of swerves and curveballs tonight, but no big ass surprises. Been so congratulations to Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I was wrong. I did say on the first show I thought they would win, but then on Scoops I was like, I was worried because, like I said, I was going off of Wrestling 101 because Rhea and Io had just pinned the Kabuki Warriors Friday. So I was like, are they really going to have them pin them back to back? They normally don't do that in WWE. That's why I said I didn't think they were going to win, but they definitely did. They won the tag team title. So congratulations to Rhea and Io. I do like it. I feel like Rhea's so over. Now they can do Rhea, Io, Charlotte, Alexa, or Rhea, Io, Nia, Lash Legend, or I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do the Judgment Day. I think Liv is pretty tinkered into going after that World Heavyweight Championship. I don't see them fluting around with the tag titles, to be honest with you. There was some speculation today. I heard about Dom maybe having to vacate. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's 100% accurate. Because he's only out for a few weeks. So I'm gonna find out more before Scoop Sunday. Yeah, you were right. I should have stuck with my gut. But shout out to Bento, you are right. Only thing the thing that made me change my mind was when Rhea and them pinned Asuka and them on SmackDown. I just didn't think it was going to be a back to back. But congratulations, you got that one right for sure. All right, so the show kicked off. The show opened up with the Stranger Things filter appearing on the screen as we overlooked the Barclays Center, which was phenomenal. I love the setup for that. We head inside the arena as things began to get really like spooky and Ari looking. The screen then goes upside down. And I haven't seen Stranger Things, so I had no idea what to expect. Shoot me dead, like whatever. I haven't seen Stranger Things. Shout out to everyone watching on the EVP show. My ex or Miami's ex. We have 140 viewers in right now. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. Everybody that's in the comments so far. Shout out to everyone here. 141. Let's see if we can try to get up to 300. We've been flirting around with. We got up to about close to 3 for Sunday Scoops. And then SmackDown, we went over 300. Sunday Scoops, I think we're around 289 or 290. So we're halfway there. We're just starting. So shout out to everyone. 142 listeners right now. The screen went upside down. Michael Cole and Corey Graves come out of a radio van, which was super cool. I love like the background, everything. I loved it. I did love that. So then they show the Vision Stone walking with a very focused Braun Breaker who just kind of cuts in front of everyone. He's like super focused. I absolutely love what Punk had on tonight. He was mocking the Steiners with that jacket. I did love what Punk did tonight with that. CM Punk's in the building. Finn Balor, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez are shown arriving together as Liv gets ready for her big match against Lyra Valkyria. Bayley and Lyra are shown riding a bicycle with a cart. That was funny as well. Becky Lynch then makes her arrival with some guy. I don't know if that was her attorney or what. That storyline is super played out, but I know a lot of Becky Lynch fans that were best year is AEW. I don't know what you mean by that, Ronald. Trash year is WWE. I mean, I wouldn't say trash, but I don't think Raw lived up to his potential. Just like I don't think the first one on Netflix did either. I think SmackDown was pretty good, but they didn't follow through. Yeah, I don't really watch too much AEW, Ronald. So, I don't really know about that. I do need to start watching it probably. You're not bothering me. I don't mean to bother you, but that WWE event is boring. It's even embarrassing. It's sinking. Please, American, wake up. This triple Segovian is going to ruin it. This new era garbage. Please, I'm not going to say that word. Wake up, Triple H. Destroy WWE. Well, you're not a big fan of Triple H. TKO is trash. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, Ronald, but I do feel like TKO needs to make some changes for sure. Maybe I need to start watching AEW because I don't know. But yeah, it seems like you're a big AEW fan. I don't really agree with that. Rhea's super over. Jay shit Uso. Netflix was trashed. Well, then I guess don't subscribe to it. Netflix actually has a bunch of good movies. Are you talking about like Netflix, like the actual app, or what? Or the show? It worst collaboration. Stranger. I haven't seen Stranger Things. Um, I don't know anything about Stranger Things at all. I haven't seen a single episode, so I couldn't tell you about that. I wouldn't say Netflix is trash though. There's a lot of good shows on Netflix. So, are you talking? Maybe you're saying Raw on Netflix is trash. I don't think Netflix in general is trash, but I think tonight's show is pretty bad. Worst collaboration, Stranger Things is cringe. All right, so we're gonna keep going. Appreciate the comments, Ronald. So we start off the night with the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky. They make their way down to the ring for the first match of the night, as they will be going against. So I was scared because all the women who wanted the tag team title, that's going to, yeah, I did. Me too. Been too. That's why I said I didn't think they were winning. I thought it would be some sort of DQ finish. That's what I said Sunday on Scoops. I said there was going to be one title change for sure, and I said it was going to be Becky, and I figured that this match was going to end in some sort of like, I don't know, all those teams getting involved. So, but they didn't do it. They opened the show in the new year with a bang. They wanted to start the show off strong, so that's what they did. They went with they put the titles on Rhea and Io. So we get Rhea Ripley and Io Sky against Kabuki Warriors for the tag team championship. Match starts off with Io and Asuka. Io hits some forearms. Later on in the match, Rhea sends Kyrie into the turnbuckle, and Io gets the hot tag. Io hits a shoulder and a swinging net breaker. Rhea tags back in, sends Io onto Kyrie. Then Rhea Ripley secures almost a near. She gets a near fall at that point. Later on in the match, Rhea then knocks Asuka off the apron, but Kairi Sane pulls Asuka out of the way when Rhea goes for a cannonball. Asuka then sends Rhea into the ringside barrier. Asuka then sends Rhea back into the ring, and Kairi Sane tags in. Kairi goes to the turnbuckle, and she kicks Rhea. Kairi then hits a head scissors in the ropes. Later on in the match, Rhea catches Kairi Sane off the turnbuckles, and she hits a fallaway slam. Io and Asuka then tag in, and Io hits a shotei and a sling blade. Io then drops Sane's arm on the top rope, goes up top, and hits a double missile drop kick. When she hit that, I thought the match was over at that point. I definitely thought that was it. But it was a 2 3/4. Asuka then sends Io to the apron, and Io drops Asuka onto the top rope. A lot of near falls. This match was phenomenal. This match lived, and the main event was great. Rhea gets a hot tag. She clotheslines Kyrie and avoids a back fist. Rhea then hits a kick, and she hits a second kick. When Kyrie goes for a springboard move, Rhea then hits a face plant and a drop kick. Rhea then kicks Asuka off the apron. Rhea signals for a Razor's Edge. She tags in Io. Rhea then hits the Razor's Edge, and Io goes up top and hits a missile drop kick for another near fall, which they've beaten people with that move before. Rhea then hits the Riptide on Kairi Sane, and Asuka pushes Rhea into Io to knock her off the turnbuckle. Because at this point, I was like, all right, we're going to get some shenanigans at this point. So we get close to the end of the match. Asuka holds Rhea and Io. Io hits the German suplex on Kairi. Asuka then gets an inside cradle for a near fall. Asuka gets a backslide for a near fall. Io then hits a kick and a running double knee strike against the ropes. Rhea then tags in, and Rhea hits the Riptide, and Io Sky goes up top again and hits the moonsault. And Io then hits a suicide dive on Kairi Sane, and Rhea Ripley gets the 1, 2, 3 pinfall, and we have new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Now, the Kabuki Warriors held the titles for a little while, because they won the titles from Charlotte and Alexa. So, yeah, I guess it was time for a title change. There's still so much they can do with those tag titles. So congratulations to Rhea and Io for winning the tag titles tonight. Rio is what they call it. After the match, the Pyro shot on the stage while the new champions celebrate. So we then get a video package for CM Punk and Braun Breaker. We head to the back where Adam Pearce congratulates Io and Rhea on their win. And then we see the career killer himself, the Ring General. Gunther stops and he says there's a ton of eyes on him. I didn't like how Asuka was going for Io back. Io couldn't get a break. So I was so not happy about that. Yeah, it was probably, I don't know, but it's up there, match of the night. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think they kicked off the show well. I think where they messed up is they put Maxine and Becky right after it. Because like the fans were all hyped up for the new year, the new show, the Stranger Things vibe. And shout out to the Wise Man for reposting. Shout out to 170 people watching, 171 and climbing. Shout out to Bentu for reposting as well. So we get to the back and we see Gunther. This is another thing that just completely threw me off. Pearce says everyone has seen how Gunther's acted since he beat John Cena. Pearce said you can go out there and get it off your chest. Pearce then suggests that Gunther needs to show some respect. So then Gunther makes his way down to the ring. Gunther holds up a shirt featuring John Cena tapping out that reads tap out like a bitch. Which I don't know how many of those are gonna sell, but definitely getting mega heat on Gunther for sure. Gunther grabs a mic and starts off by saying he has been asked by management to show a little respect. Gunther then asks for respect for himself. Gunther then says respect for the man who made John Cena do the one thing he never said he would do. Gunther then says show respect to the man who made John Cena tap like a little. And then before he gets out, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Now, before I go into what AJ had to say, I'm going to give my thoughts. I'm going to talk more about this on Scoop Sunday. They are doing AJ Styles versus Gunther next week for the very first time, but I don't think it's going to be the last time. I think that Gunther's going to annihilate AJ next week, and maybe AJ will be off TV for a little bit. And I think AJ ends up facing Gunther again at WrestleMania, or they could have AJ win Monday, and then I don't know. That I think that would be horrible though for Gunther. Coming off all this heat and the win off Cena. I don't know. I don't know how they circle back to Gunther and AJ. That was originally supposed to be AJ's retirement match, so I don't know. I have no idea. But AJ's music hits. Makes his way down to the ring to disrespect Gunther. Gunther says if AJ is one to talk about respect, you're punching above your weight. Gunther says they know that he is the greatest wrestler in this company, and that's including yourself. Gunther then says he is the man that made John Cena tap out like a little you-know-what. Gunther then chuckles before saying like a little bitch. Gunther then says that leaves them with one question. Gunther then says, what is AJ going to do about it? And he does that to AJ. AJ, that he can't see him. AJ then slaps the hell out of Gunther and they go face to face. AJ then tells Gunther that's what he thought, nothing. So like they were like head to head. AJ then tosses his mic at Gunther and leaves the ring. Gunther didn't do anything. So I did think that they were just like maybe setting up something like maybe Saturday night's main event. I didn't think it would be Royal Rumble because I think both of them are going to probably be in the Rumble. Yeah, it's gonna be next week. Next week on Raw, AJ Styles and Gunther 1-on-1. It's on my thumb for next week. I know it's gonna be an early start time, but I think I'm still gonna do it at I'm gonna keep it at 11 p.m. because I could change the start time for next Monday. I don't know yet. I may go like it. Is it gonna air on Netflix? Does anybody know if it's gonna air on Netflix at the early start time next week? If it is, then obviously I might go do my stream earlier. I might move it to 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll see. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it for 11 right now. And we'll play it by ear. I know this show is gonna be super early. So yeah, I may change the time. But I hate changing the times. I hate that. So I may just keep it at 11. If I don't get many people, that's okay. I'll just recap it. Is what it is at this point. So we get a video package for Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree, who I just said just got married to Anthony Luke a few days ago. Also in the back, Ivy Nile tells Alan Pierce she hasn't gone to the back of the line. Pearson says we have to wait till the match is over before we know what is next. When she walks off, Gunther then shows up and says he wants AJ Styles. AJ shows up and he asks if Gunther is going to complain to the boss. AJ then says, will you complain or be a bitch? Gunther then says he wants AJ next week, and Adam Pearce makes it official. So it's next week. It's official. Gunther and AJ Styles 1-on-1 next Monday from Germany. Early start time. So then we get our next match. Like I said, I didn't really like how they followed back to back with championship matches. Maxine Dupree defending her Intercontinental Championship, which she's had for, I guess, less than 40 days against the defending champion, Becky Lynch, who had the title for a while. I did not like this match. Starts off with both women locking up. Becky goes for the disarm. Dupree gets to the ropes. Maxine rolls through and goes for an ankle lock. Becky gets to the ropes. We then get more standing switches until Becky backs Dupree into the corner. Maxine hits a Thez press, and Becky goes to the floor, and Maxine follows her. Becky then blocks a kick. She tries to send Dupree into the apron, but Dupree hits a cartwheel, and then they kick. Both women then return to the ring. We're over 200 viewers. Thank you guys so much. We're usually around the 200 to 300 the last 3 streams. So thank you guys so much. Both women then return to the ring, and Becky goes back to the floor. Dupree then punches Becky and sends her into the ringside barrier and apron. Dupree then sends Becky into the ringside barrier once more. Later on down in the match, Becky hits a baseball slide. She follows it up with a forearm off the apron, sends Maxine back into the ring. Okay, so it is going to be on Netflix. So, Miami, while I have you on here, the person up there is what I was talking about in the text. I don't know who that is. You can see in the I don't know if you can see in the comments. This person right here. I'll show you. So why have you on here, Miami, before we get before we finish the match? I hate changing the times of my show. I know it's gonna be on early, but you think it's gonna be okay if I just still roll with 11 p.m. or do I need to do it earlier? I mean, it's gonna be over by like 5 or 6 Eastern. I don't know. I hate changing the times. I mean, I will, but I mean, I really hate to change the time. I think I'm just gonna keep it at 11 p.m. I mean, Monday is usually a pretty busy day for me anyway. Unless you think it's a good idea for me to make it earlier. I mean, I guess I can make it 10 p.m. Eastern. But I don't like adjusting the schedules like that. I think I mean, will it be over by 10 p.m. Eastern? I mean, I could get it done earlier. That way I could start advertising. Okay. So next Monday I will be live at 10 p.m. Eastern. While they're doing these early shows. It'll be over by 6. Okay, well, I may make it. I'm gonna keep it at 10. I'm gonna keep it at 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm not going any lower than that. Because I'm pretty busy. There's gonna be a fucking football game on that night too. So, a playoff game. So, yeah. I'm gonna do 10 p.m. Eastern this coming Monday. So I'll let you guys know at the end of the stream, but I'll set that up in StreamYard, let Greg know. Obviously, we'll advertise it. But I'm not changing SmackDown times because I'm not watching that on the VPN or any of that stuff. So SmackDown staying at 11:30, but I will move Raw up to 10 while they're not in the US. So that's how we'll do it going forward. So I didn't like this match, like I said. Shout out 212 people. I was saying Miami, we've almost hit 300 the last 3 streams. We're at 212 right now. Dupree goes up top. She misses a crossbody, but rolls through. Becky blocks a spinning back heel kick. Dupree hits a body scissor takedown. Becky then rolls through and applies the disarmer. Maxine Dupree escapes and returns back to the angle lock. I don't know. Maxine's very improved. I don't know what I hate using that word buried, but I don't know where she goes from here. Because it's 100% Becky AJ WrestleMania for that Intercontinental title. So I think that was just Maxine 5 minutes of fame, honestly. Becky stops her. Becky goes for a superplex, and she hits it and rolls through into a DDT for a near fall. Becky goes for a Uranagi, but Maxine blocks it. Dupree sends Becky into the turnbuckle. Maxine then hits a German suplex, and she goes up top and hits a crossbody for a near fall. Becky then goes to the apron, and she drops Dupree on the top rope. Becky then goes up top, and Dupree hits a punch. Maxine then goes up, and they exchange strikes. Becky then goes under and sets up for a power bomb, but Dupree counters into an ankle lock. Becky then rolls through the roll up while she's got the ankle lock on, but Dupree holds on. Becky rolls through and holds the ropes for the 1, 2, 3 terrible ending. But we have a new. I mean, I wouldn't really say new because she just had the title 40 days ago. But we do have a new women's Intercontinental Champion, and that is Becky Lynch. So with no AJ Lee tonight, but it's coming because they're going to do Becky AJ at WrestleMania. I can assure you I'm not going to miss on that one. And I guess Triple H is dead set on doing it for the title, even though AJ's not on TV a whole lot. AJ's made Becky submit the last 2 times, so I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to put the title on AJ, and she doesn't show up very often. So, yeah, that's why I didn't want it to be for the title. But we have a new Women's Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch. After the match, Becky celebrates. The pyro shoots off the stage. So that we get another Obafemi video package. I talked about this on Sunday Scoops. He is getting that Braun Breaker-esque push when he gets up to... He could possibly lose tomorrow night to Leon Slater. I don't think so, but it's highly possible. I got to get with you, Miami, because I forgot Saturday night's main event is coming up at the end of January and SummerSlam. I mean, not SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. So I don't know if we're going to do... I'm definitely going to do a Saturday night main event recap. Unsure of a prediction show. Maybe if I can maybe get at least one other person on, probably do it. But we got Saturday night's main event and Royal Rumble back to back. So, yeah, those 2 weeks are going to be crazy. Big video package again for Obafemi. We then see WWE Raw Women's Champion Stephanie McMahon in the back, walking very gingerly with a walking boot. Another feeling. I was in one for 6 months. Adam Pearce is in the aisle, and he says there has been some new faces on Raw and on SmackDown, but none more exciting than this man. We then get a video package for Javon Evans. Pearce then brings out Javon. Pearce says Evans is one of the most exciting prospects in WWE. Pearce then says he wanted to bring Evans out in Brooklyn to offer him a Raw contract. Javon Evans signs the contract. He is now officially a Raw superstar, which I said on Sunday Scoop that he would be. The newest member of Monday Night Raw is the young OG, Javon Evans. So then after that, we get the new WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, the Yeet Man and Big Jim. Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso make their way out through the crowd. Obviously, they did the playback, had to play it back again. Jey says the Usos are now in your city. Jimmy says this is the first Raw of the new year with the new World Tag Team Champion. Jey then tells AJ Styles and Dragon Lee they appreciate the match last week. Jimmy then says that was last week and last year. Jey then says this is the year of the Usos. Jey then says this is the warning shot to all tag teams. Jimmy says they are the best tag team in the game and says if anybody wants some, they will be waiting here. A lot of things they can do with Jimmy and Jey. They can have them face the Hardys. They can have them face the New Day. They could get the Lucha Brothers back together. I think maybe they could do that at WrestleMania. Maybe a fatal 4-way with all those teams would be dope at WrestleMania. We'll see what direction they go with the Usos having the Raw titles. Expect the MFTs to get the SmackDown tag titles soon as well. So Bloodline's about to start getting some more gold. So Jackie Redmond is now in the ring. She brings out WWE Women's Champion Stephanie McMahon. Jackie brings up what Stephanie did in 2025, and she asks what is next. Stephanie says 2025 was amazing. She says she won 4 titles, debuted on Raw, and was on Evolution. Stephanie then says she became WWE Women's Champion while she defeated Io Sky at WrestlePalooza. Stephanie then takes the mic and she thanks everyone for believing in her. Stephanie then says last week she ended the best year of her career by retaining her title. Stephanie then says she will continue in 2026 despite her foot. She then points to her foot and says this won't stop her. Stephanie then says she wants everyone. Stephanie says she will prove that she is the greatest luchador on the planet. And at that point, Raquel Rodriguez comes from behind and attacks Stephanie McMahon. Raquel slams the injured foot into the mat, hits a Tejana bomb on Stephanie. Raquel then gets a chair and she brings it into the ring, and she fits him to try to completely break Stephanie's ankle. Officials come to the ring. Raquel stomps on the ankle, and then she puts the ankle on the chair, and Adam Pearce pulls the chair away and says, "Enough. I will fine you so much you won't be able to come back to Raw." So we're definitely setting up for Raquel, Stephanie. I mean, I wish I could say it's going to happen in Saturday night's main event, but it could be a Raw match since they're trying to make all these big matches on Raw now. So that's definitely going to be Stephanie's next match. So officials then continue to check on Stephanie, and Stephanie's helped to the back. We then see Stephanie still being helped in the back, and Raquel attacks her again and sends her into the storage cases. Raquel then stands on the ankle, which I said in the GC chat. I was like, I had a boot like that. You can't put all that weight on somebody's boot like that if they're really that hurt. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Pearson pulled Raquel off Stephanie, and he said he will find her until she has nothing left. Pearson tells Raquel to get the hell out of the building. So yeah, we'll see what's going to go on with that. Michael Cole brings up the situation between Rey Mysterio and the Vision, and we look at what happened last week when Penta came to help Rey. Penta made his debut back after being injured. Good to see Penta back. We then see Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee in the locker room. Rey says Lee will be a champion again. Lee then thanks Rey and says he has to talk to AJ. Penta then shows up and says he helped Rey because he didn't like what the Vision has been doing. He then talks about Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Rey then says he has been dealing with them for weeks and he knew that Penta would have his back. He then says he knows about the honor and respect of Lucha Libre. Penta then tells Rey anytime he needs him, he is there. So glad to see all of them working together. So then we get to the next match, one of my favorites of the night. Lyra Valkyria makes her way down to the ring with Bayley against the lovely Liv Morgan, accompanied by the prodigy Roxanne Perez. So the match starts off. Liv blocks the hip toss, and Lyra hits a clothesline. Liv then hits an Irish whip. Lyra floats over. Lyra hits a Northern Light suplex for a near fall, hits an enziguri, and Liv goes to the floor. Lyra goes for a drop kick to the ropes, but misses. Liv then hits a kick. Liv then kicks Lyra and sends her back into the ring. Later on in the match, Liv hits a suplex. She holds on for a second one. Then she goes for the third one, a.k.a. Eddie Guerrero style, and hits it. Liv then hits an enziguri for a near fall. So then later on, Liv hits a forearm. Lyra fires back. They then continue the exchange. Liv hits a forearm against the ropes, and Lyra does the same. Lyra then hits a back elbow, and Liv goes for the Oblivion, but Lyra moves. She was going for the finish early. Lyra then gets Liv up, and Liv counters with a codebreaker for a near fall. Liv then hits a kick, and also follows with another one. Liv then misses an enziguri. Lyra then hits a series of strikes, but Perez pulls the ropes open, and Lyra goes to the floor while Liv distracts the referee. Bayley then goes after Perez, but the referee gets in the way. Perez then hits a punch, and she sends Bayley over the ringside barrier. Bayley then grabs Roxanne and chases her to the back. Liv then, with all that going on with Roxanne and Bayley, which that match was supposed to happen a long time ago, Liv hits the Oblivion for the 1, 2, 3 and the winner. And I love what Liv had on tonight. She had the Mysterio right across her belly. Shout out to Liv Morgan. Big win, first back match from her injury live. We head to the back where Jackie Redmond is with CM Punk. She asked how he's preparing for Braun. Punk says everyone has an opinion and they would rather talk about him than themselves. Punk then says it does not matter. He says if he is the underdog, you're underestimating him. So we see Byron Saxton in the interview area with Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Byron asked them about the main event. Logan said he hears Rey and Penta talking about them. He then said everyone loves them. Austin then takes the mic and says when it comes to the Vision, it is not a breakout night. Austin then says it is a confirmation when Braun becomes the new champion. It isn't because it was his dream, but their next step. Logan then says he has seen Braun's potential from the beginning. He says they are not the future, they are the now. Logan then says they are taking everything. It is announced that next week Gunther will face AJ Styles. Oh, wow. Gunther faces AJ Styles when Raw will air at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Netflix. So, yeah, the recap show is definitely going to get moved up. We're definitely not doing 11 p.m. We'll probably do 10 p.m. Eastern for the recap show. Since it's going to air, it'll be over by like 5 p.m. Eastern my time. So, yeah, we're 10 p.m. next week for sure. So then we get to the main event. The best in the world, CM Punk versus the Division's unpredictable badass, Braun Breaker. Really good match. Punk works on the shoulder and applies a hammerlock. Braun goes for a press slam, but Punk escapes. Braun then hits a kick to the midsection, catches Punk on a death press attempt, and Braun hits a power slam. Not going to go through everything that happened in this match. I'm sure you guys watched it. Braun avoids the GTS and his ability back suplex for a near fall. Just kind of going to touch on the focal points here. Braun then goes up top and goes for the Frankenstein, but Braun does not get Punk, and he lands on his head while Punk remains on the turnbuckle. That was a terrible landing for Braun as well. Punk hits an elbow drop for a near fall. Punk hits a running knee into the corner, followed by a short arm clothesline. He goes up top. Punk then signals that it's time for a GTS, and Paul Heyman gets on the apron. Punk then goes over to Heyman, and Bronson Reed comes to the ring with Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Punk then stops, but all of them with punches. Braun then hits Punk from behind, and Punk collides with the referee. At this point, I'm like, here we go. This is where the good stuff's going to start. Austin Theory comes in and hits a curb stomp. Braun gets a near fall, but Reed then removes the cover of the announce desk. Out comes Dragon Lee, Penta, and Rey Mysterio. They all come out, and Lee hits a head scissors on Austin Theory. Reed then catches Rey, and Penta and Lee hit super kicks on Reed, and Rey hits a DDT. They fight their way back through the crowd. So Rey, Penta, and Dragon Lee were the help for CM Punk tonight. No Roman Reigns, no Seth Rollins, which he was backstage. No Chris Jericho, none of that. So we got Dragon Lee, Penta, and Rey Mysterio. Braun then waits for Punk to get up for a spear. Braun then misses, hits the ring post. Punk then hits the GTS. Braun Breaker kicks out of the GTS, which is crazy. Punk then gets a roll up. Braun then returns to the Fujiwara armbar. Punk then rolls through and applies the Anaconda Vice. Braun then gets seated to Punk gets Punk up. He hits a double knee gutbuster. Braun then hits a clothesline for a near fall. So Paul Heyman tries to get involved again. Braun sets up for an apron clothesline onto the announce desk, but Braun decides to go up top and he hits an elbow drop through the table. That was an insane move. At that point, I thought it was over for Punk. I mean, he really landed that elbow on Punk through the table. Braun then drags Punk back into the ring and then straps down. He pulls the straps down for the spear, but Punk hits a counter, hits the knee to the head. Punk then picks Braun Breaker up. I think that knee kind of completely startled Braun Breaker. Obviously, Punk punches Paul Heyman, so he's like laid out on the floor. Punk then picks Braun Breaker up and hits another GTS for the 1, 2, 3. And we still your WWE Men's Raw Heavyweight Champion is the best in the world, CM Punk. And the show goes off the air after the match. Breaker is seated, looks dejected on the floor as the show comes to a close. No Chris Jericho, no Roman Reigns, no Seth Rollins. I don't know. Raw was about a 6 for tops for me. SmackDown was way better last week, and I think it's going to be better this week because we get Cody and Drew in 3 stages of hell. So yeah, but hopefully next week will be better. The only match I heard announced so far is Gunther versus AJ Styles, and that will be at 2 p.m. Eastern on Netflix. So the Monday Night Raw recap for next week will change to 10 p.m. Eastern instead of 11. I'm going to move it up an hour. That way they'll give me time to promote for Wild Card Weekend recap on Tuesday with Miami, and then NXT next week as well. So shout out to DWE Miami the Great. Make sure you give Talk at Miami the Great on X. I think it's at Miami Great 305. Final Boss Baby. The Wise Man. Reg. World of Greg. Shout out to all Miami DWE hosts, Wild Child Billy. Talking About Wrestling Podcast. Make sure you give them a follow on X and also a subscription on YouTube. Shout out to Bentu. Bentu is a normal here in the EVP show. Thank you, Bentu, for tuning in. I'm glad your team won. Ronald, first time I've seen you in here. Seems like you're a big AEW guy. Trash, WWE. Bentu. Shout out to the Wise Man. Miami. Yeah, so I'm moving the show. All right, guys. So I'm going to go to my outro, and then I'll tell you where you can find me on my socials and what I have coming up the rest of this week. And I guess we'll go ahead and go into next week, too. What is today's date? Yeah, we'll go ahead and go into next week as well, because it's pretty much going to be the same schedule, except for Raw is going to move up an hour. But all right, I'm going to send you guys to the intro. Shout out to 235 viewers. We almost got to 300 tonight, a little short, but it's usually, I don't know, it's late. It's already Tuesday on the East Coast. So thank you guys, 237 people that has tuned in on YouTube or Miami's X. But this is for everybody for Friday. All right, guys, here's the outro.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, Show Recap Prediction Sports
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
All right. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in to the 1 year anniversary of Raw on Netflix recap show on the EVP show. Shout out to the 238 people that we have listening. As far as my socials, you can see it going across the bottom of the screen. I keep that going now throughout the entire stream. So you guys know where to find me. If you are watching this back live or the replay, you can find all my links. They're all in my bio. But on X, you can find me on X at EVPCJP. Instagram is the same handle, except it's lowercase at EVPCJP. Obviously, I'm pretty active now on TikTok. It's at Brady DeGoat, DAGOT 21. You can see it right down there at the bottom, at Brady DeGoat on TikTok. And most importantly, last but not least, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's at the EVP Show. That's all you got to type in, is at the EVP Show. You'll find it. Hit that like and subscribe. If you guys have not watched this on YouTube tonight, if you guys can go back and like the stream for me and leave any comments. I did go back and check Sunday Scoops yesterday for any comments. I did let everybody know the last 30, 40 minutes on Sunday Scoops would be a Q&A, but if I do ever see any questions in the comments, obviously I will go back and answer them. But obviously we will have another Sunday Scoop coming up every week, unless there's a PLE, or I don't know what I'm going to do when LFG starts, but we'll see. Probably be doubleheader Tuesday and doubleheader Sunday. EVP is going to have to work overtime because I'm pumping out as much content as I can, for sure. Who is winning, bro? Braun or Punk, bro? Already said that Sunday. CM Punk, and CM Punk won tonight, so CM Punk retained. Their show's already over, and I said that Sunday as well at NBA VD Days. Who is win, bro? Who is win, bro? Braun or Punk, bro? Punk, bro. Punk won. But yeah, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, hit comments. Thank you guys so much. What I have coming up next tomorrow, or it's already tomorrow, where I'm at on the East Coast, 6 p.m. Eastern time, me and Miami the Great, the CEO of DWE, will be back to cover the final week of the NFL Week 18 recap. It will start at 6 p.m. Eastern. We will go over the Week 18 games and get you ready for the first round of the playoffs, which is coming up this weekend, 6 p.m. Eastern, for the Week 18 NFL recap. And then I'm back tomorrow. Today is doubleheader Tuesday. I'm back at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, as I will be covering the WWE NXT New Year's Evil recap show. Headlined by my girl, JC Jane, who will go defend her women's NXT championship against Kendall Gray. We will also see Blake Monroe, which I'm going to talk about on Sunday Scoops. There's, I think Sap or somebody reported that it's being discussed, her coming up to the main roster. I don't think it's happening right now. I think it's going to be, I think they need to wait on that. It's being discussed, so it doesn't mean it's final. Blake Monroe goes back after her. We'll know tomorrow if it's gonna happen. If she loses to Thea Hill, then it looks like she might be coming up. She's going after the North American Championship. Blake Monroe and Thea Hill tomorrow. Also, Obafemi defending the men's NXT Championship against TNA's Leon Slater. And there's Tatum Paxley going one-on-one with Izzy Dame. So catch me at 10:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for the NXT New Year's Evil recap show. And then I'm off Wednesday and Thursday, and you can find me back here on the EVP show. I know it's going to be on early for people with a VPN and stuff like that, but I will be back Friday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for the SmackDown recap, as I will be covering Trick Williams' first match on the main roster as he goes one-on-one with Ray Phoenix. And then the main event, what we're all waiting for, Cody Rhodes defends the Undisputed Championship against Drew McIntyre in 3 Stages of Hell. And that will be at 11:30 p.m. Eastern on Friday. And then Sunday, episode number 2, the newest episodic show brought to you on the EVP show through DWE. Sunday Scoops with the EVP. I will be back live at 6 p.m. Eastern. And I will reiterate again, because a lot of people came back into my DMs after Sunday Scoops asking more questions. I will not be answering any more questions in DMs. If you want to know anything, please show up on Sundays at 6 p.m. I can see all the comments from X right here, and I can see all the comments from YouTube as well. So make sure that you tune in 6 p.m. Eastern Sunday for Sunday Scoops, episode number 2. I'm not really calling it episode, but it's the second episode. First 30 minutes or so, I will give out the news from everything that happened, tonight, and also on SmackDown and on NXT Tuesday. Any breaking things that I get. It could be a little shorter on news, so I will open it up for 20 or 30 minutes for a Q&A. So if you got anything you want to ask, make sure you get it in and get into the stream, or you can comment on X and I will answer your questions. I only really want to run that show for about an hour tops. So it's football day Sunday, 3 games. So I don't really want to be on here longer than an hour, but I will be if the questions are coming in. But once the questions stop, then that's it. I'm cutting it at that point. So Sunday Scoop, 6 p.m. Eastern. Next Monday, Gunther versus AJ Styles will be live on Netflix at 2 p.m. Eastern. I will be streaming it live on the EVP show, the Raw Recap. It will not be at 11 p.m. Eastern next week. It will be at 10 p.m. Eastern next week. And then next Tuesday, doubleheader Tuesday again. I'll have to go back over it, I'm sure, 20 times. But 6 p.m. Eastern, me and Miami the Great will be covering the wild card weekend recap from the NFL next Tuesday at 6 p.m., 10:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll be back for the NXT recap. And then Friday, I will be back again for the SmackDown recap at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, followed by Sunday, back with Sunday Scoops again at 6 p.m. Eastern. The following week, I don't really know the schedule because we have Saturday night's main event. After that, and then I'm also preparing to do an WWE Unreal recap, which will be airing on Netflix January 20th. But that's it for me, guys. I will see you guys later on today. It is Tuesday already on the East Coast. I will see you guys at 6 p.m. Eastern for the Week 18 NFL recap with me and Miami the Great. And then back at 10:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for the NXT New Year's Evil recap show. So I will see you guys then. I am the EVP from the EVP show and the golden boy of DWE. I hope you guys enjoy Raw, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern and also at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget to hit that like, ring that bell, subscribe to the EVP show. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy most of your day tomorrow on Tuesday, and I will see y'all tomorrow at 6. EVP out. Good night, everyone.